Hey, what's going on? My name is Ishmel Sahid, star of My Adventures with Superman, aka Jimmy Olsen, and you are listening to the biggest podcast in the world, Traversing the Stars podcast.
For those, I'm sure people do know because the show was amazingly popular. Jury Duty.
Yes.
For those who don't know what Jury Duty is, it's a sort of reality television show where Ronald Gladden is a juror who doesn't know he's that is all fake.
Mhm.
Everyone else around him is an actor, including you, who plays Lonnie Coleman, but he thinks it's all real. Now, what in the world was it like to be Lonnie Coleman? How hard was it to not break character, not and everything associated with that.
So yeah, it was very interesting because I remember I can't remember what I got first. I got Jury Duty and Superman around the same time because this all happened like either the thick of quarantine or like the tail end. But it was all within that same year. But yeah, when I first got Jury Duty, the audition, I read it and there was no description. Like it had like an untitled title, and the way that my manager and agent pitched it to me was like it's like this prank show. And I immediately turned it down because I'm just like I don't want to fuck with anybody. Like
Yeah,
I don't want to do any prank shows. And I had like like I there was a bunch of auditions that I didn't get, so I was kind of like in a rut where I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to do this shit anymore. Like I just leave me alone. Like I don't want to think about anything acting whatsoever because I'm not getting anything now. Like we have to audition via Zoom. It's not everything was like a big transition basically. So I turned it down, and I think the next day, my manager was like, "Hey, like maybe I think you should go out for this. Like there's nothing else there's nothing else going on. Like just do it." And I'm just like, "No, I don't want to do it. Like I don't want to prank anybody."
yeah.
And she was like, "All right, well, let me just like get a little bit more information on this." And she got a little bit more information, and I still forgot what the breakdown was, and I still didn't want to do it, but literally like what resonated with me was like, yeah, there's nothing else going on. So fuck it, like just audition. So I remember this is gonna be a long story. Not a long story,
No
but
worries. Take your time.
so I remember it was either like a Sunday or Saturday. And mind you, like this is the first time where everybody's doing self tapes, And for me it sucked because like I didn't really have all the equipment. I was in a place that didn't get a lot of lighting, so I had to like record like during like a set hour. And like I had a small place at the time, and I hated setting up the whole self tape thing. So I remember doing it, and the audition was they gave us like a list of like characters to kind of like to become or be, and we had to improv different situations from these characters. And I just remember I was just so mad. So I was like, I don't want to fucking do this. I was legit angry because like I hated doing the self tape thing because I had to take out all my stuff, plug it in. Like my apartment was like super, it didn't get a lot of natural light, and I just wasn't in the mood. Like I was doing a lot of self tapes that I didn't book, and I was just annoyed at the whole situation. But I was just like, "Fuck it, all right, it doesn't matter." So I remember like doing the thing. I forgot what character I did. Like it was like some character where like I remember playing him like I was like a rapper because I was like I don't give a fuck about this. Like I don't care. And I think my audition was like I was like a little bit angry or mad, and I can't remember what I did, but I did it, turned it in, and I was like, all right, I did it. Leave me alone. And like literally like maybe a week later, or maybe a couple of days later, my manager was like, hey, like you have a callback to do this audition. They like what you did, but it's gonna be a producer session. So you're gonna be doing the second audition with the director and producers and writers. I was like, what? I was like, all right. But the second audition, they gave me a little bit more context. When I was speaking to the directors and the writers, and they're telling me a little bit about the show, but not a lot because they still want to keep it like under wraps. But I
Yeah.
do remember them telling me, "Hey, whatever you did, fuck it, it doesn't matter. Like this is we're gonna give you a scenario and just like improv the scenario as this person. And so I did that. And it was super chill. It was super cool. We talked a little bit. And the director is from Milwaukee as well too. So we kind of connected on that. And so after I did that, the Zoom callback, I was like, all right, I did it. Like I had a little bit of fun. Wasn't I really wasn't expecting anything out of this. Or and even if I wasn't expecting to hear back from this for like maybe like a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it was maybe like a week later or a couple of weeks later, they were like, hey, so you booked the role. It wasn't for Lonnie. It wasn't for Lonnie. It was like I booked it basically. And I'm gonna take it back a little bit. When they were doing this audition, they had people. They were doing in-person auditions for jury duty. Different improv groups, different people who were like stronger characters. They were coming in, and I had a couple of friends that went in, and they were telling me like the whole process. And I was like, "Oh, guys, you went in to do the audition. I had to do this via Zoom." So yeah, that was an interesting experience. Fast forward after booking it. The the first rehearsals we do, I think I was like one of the last people that they hired, and they had this character. He was kind of like all over the place. I don't think his name was his name Lonnie still. It might have been Lonnie, but he was all over the place. I think he was like a entrepreneur who was also a conspiracy theorist. Coincidentally, that's Jimmy. But I just remember it wasn't really fleshed out, and I remember we had about a week and a half to kind of like get everything together and get all the characters together. Uh, because like the way they did is kind of like Curb, where like they gave us an outline. There was a script, but there's an outline of like all the different beats that we needed to hit, and based off of our characters, like we had to like hit these beats to kind of like get Ronald to kind of do what we wanted to do and to move the show forward. So yeah, like I just remember like, and mind you, I'm not like a big. I do improv.
Yeah.
I came up for UCB the Upright Citizens Brigade for people who don't know, but my bread and butter isn't character work. Like I'm not a strong
Mm.
character actor, so to speak. Like I can improv, and like if you put me in a scene, I can improv it in a way where like I play myself or a heightened version of myself, or if somebody's gonna name me a character, I can do that. But like I don't have like a back pocket full of
Mm.
characters, like Amy Poehler or Tina Fey or Will Ferrell or all the greats. You know what I mean? So I just remember I was so lost because I was trying to figure out how I can give this character legs. And I remember uh Cody, who was one of the writers and producers. I went to her, I was like, hey, like I don't really understand, like I'm not getting this, it's not resonating with me. And I remember telling her, I was like, okay, like what if I just like play myself or just like a heightened version of myself? She's like, yeah, just go for it. And yeah, that's when Lonnie was birthed. So like literally when you're watching the show, that's me. It's just a
Yeah.
heightened version of myself. Like I'm I'm not, it's not a character at all. I'm like literally just playing me. And I think that was the beauty of it because I wasn't like a super kooky character like everybody else on the show. Ronald kind of took a liking to me because he deemed me as just regular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it was super dope. But yeah, like yeah, that God, did that so long ago.
Well, I mean, it was such an amazingly constructed show. And I'm thinking like from a psychological standpoint, what did it feel like to know that two things? One, at any moment you could give away the plot by accident. And the second one is if you ever do give away the plot, the show is immediately going to basically be over at that point.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know a lot of the cast, they were kind of on pins and needles on accidentally giving it away, but I had such an ease and such a comfortability of like we're not going to spill anything. Like I had no fear of that, or at least I wasn't
Mm.
thinking about that. And like Ronald was such a chill person, and don't get me wrong, he was very inquisitive. Like he would definitely ask questions and things like that. But I think that's just a testament to like the producers and the director. Like at first when we first started to do it, like everything was super zany, super kooky, and then Ronald will start to catch on, and then they're like, okay, let's reel some of this back, and let's like really like make this boring. So when we were shooting it, like it actually felt like we were in court. Like I was like super bored and like super tired because we had to slow it down to make it feel real. So, like it was a lot of legalese, a lot of just like actual jury duty things, or at least they made it feel like we were really in jury duty to kind of
Mm.
like not let him suspect anything weird was happening. Mind you, it definitely felt weird as fuck while we were doing it, and a lot of things didn't make any sense. It's like how are you a juror in a state that you don't live in? Like that doesn't make
Right, right,
or a city that
right.
doesn't make any sense. Like, and the fact that they got him with this is a documentary. I'm just like, yeah, my antennas would have been up for sure.
Well,
Uh,
well,
but yeah, it was a uh,
one more
yeah.
thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, one more thing I definitely had a question on. I mean, I go to work. I'm a teacher during the day. I work from 7:30 to 3:30, and I go home.
Hmm.
You're on jury duty, but then you're still on the clock. You're basically on the
Yeah.
clock until Ronnie gets away from you, for the most
Hmm.
part. I mean, how long were your work days basically at this point?
It's interesting because so, and I don't check. Can I say this? I mean, yeah, the show's out. It doesn't matter. Uh, so half of the jury actually went home, and the other
Okay.
half, the people that were sequestered with Ronald, stayed at the fake hotel. So we would like we would have to, or so we would have to be at the courthouse, or the other half of the people had to be at the courthouse at like let's say like 7 o'clock, and they would get a rundown of like, okay, this is what we noticed about what's going on. This is what we noticed that he kind of caught on to certain things. So we're going to tweak this and we're going to pull this back, or we want you to push this so we can have Ronald go this way and believe this thing. And we would kind of like get the people who are at the hotel would get briefed via Zoom, or yeah, via Zoom, but we had to be super quiet because our hotel rooms were like right next to each other. I know I'm going all over the place. So, but half of the people, they would go from court and then they would go home, and then the other half would go from court to the hotel, the sequestered hotel, basically. So the way they did it was after court, they would make it. We took two separate like buses or vans, and the other one half the one of the vans would be like, oh, we're going. So they made it seem like we were going to two separate hotels, basically. And the half of the jury, they would go to the fake hotels, and we would go to like I guess our real fake hotel. So we would leave first. Oh no, the other van will leave first, and they will literally like go off the driveway and circle back into the parking lot, and everybody would go into their respective cars and go home and live a regular life. And we would take the van ride to the hotel to make it seem like we were also going like to like being sequestered basically. But that was by choice. I definitely volunteered to be one of the people to kind of be sequestered to make it feel real, so to speak. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, we had like a because we were recording nonstop. So we were recording at the courthouse, we were recording in the vans, we were recording when we got to the hotel, we were recording when we got to like the common area, so to speak. So we were recording nonstop. The only time when we weren't working was when we were in our hotel rooms by ourselves. And again, they it, Ronald thought like nobody had their phones on them, and thank God like we were able to have our phones. But he didn't know that, which was kind of like the shitty part because like he was really sequestered while we were like sneaking off, like answering emails and like calling our loved ones and things like that. So yeah, for us, the people that were in that were sequestered with Ronald, like we were really there, like so we really had to like maintain like this like
Mm.
as if this was real. So that was it was hard and it was easy because it's like once you're in the thick of things, it's like, all right, like this is what it is. Like you can't deviate from this, so to speak. So
Mm.
but again, my character was like me. So it wasn't like I was like trying to like keep some big secret. But there were some things that I did mention that I kind of forgot. And Ronald was like, "Hey, I thought you said you worked here." I'm like, "Oh, did I? You must have heard wrong." So yeah, yeah.
So, knowing what you know, would you ever do something like that again?
Here's the thing. I never, I like, and I've done a lot of shit. I've acted in a lot of things, and I can unequivocally say, as of today, this was probably the biggest thing that I've ever done in terms of like it being received by millions of people and people watching it and people are just like, oh, we love jury duty and the fanfare and like the awards and things like that. Again, this was something that I turned down like 3 times. And I never in a million years would have thought like it would have such a great reception by people. I kind of liken it to it coming off the tail end of quarantine and everybody like or the pandemic and everybody being at home and watching things. But then again, it was on Freevee, so I'm just like, who's watching Freevee?
I didn't know what that was until I was trying. I can't remember exactly how it came about, like how I bumped into it. But I was
Yeah,
like, I just remember accidentally bumping into it and then seeing Freevee. I was like, I don't know the this is. I
yeah.
don't know how to find it.
I didn't know what it was. Originally, it was supposed to be I guess IMDb had their own channel, so originally it was supposed to be on there, and I think Amazon bought it or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's what I think
And
I
then
ended up seeing was I paid for episodes on Amazon.
yeah, yeah. So thank God, like they put it on Amazon as well as Freevee, and it was like, and at the time I didn't have Amazon, but I guess like it was on like the front like page of Amazon.
Mm.
So like whenever you turn on Amazon, it was jury duty right there. So I think thank God Amazon is such a big conglomerate and like mass uh a streaming service where they can do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I never would have thought this show would be so big. Um, and again, like I don't get recognized. I've probably gotten recognized maybe like 3 times, and I'm fine with that. Like I don't. This is not what I do it for. But
Yeah.
it's interesting to walk around and people are just like, "Hey, weren't you on Judy? I love that show." I'm like, "Oh, thanks. I appreciate that." Um, and like half the time I had a hat on or a hood, mainly because I had to wear an earpiece, so I had to hide it. So that's why I had a hood in 80-degree weather because I had to hide my earpiece. So I wasn't crazy. I just wasn't wearing it. I don't have low blood or iron in my blood, or I'm anemic. I had to wear it to to hide the earpiece. But yeah, no, to answer your question, yeah, I never would have thought this show would be what it was, and I'm again like I'm so glad and blessed that I was able to do it. And yeah, it's also a testament to like the actors who were in it. Everybody was so phenomenal. The director, our writers, our producers. By far, this was probably like the best show that I worked on in terms of just like, and I know it's cliche to say this, but everybody like literally felt like family.
Mm.
Like nobody had an ego. Like nobody had an ego. And when you're acting or when you're a part of production, people tend to do that. Even James was like super chill and super cool. Like I never expected him. I didn't expect him to be like super chill. Like he was down to do all of the gags. Like he's really funny. Like James is really funny. Yeah, like everybody, like that whole production, the whole cast and crew, like they're just yeah. I don't like. I wish I if I when I do something else that I can be a part of something like that again, because I think it's the cast and crew kind of, it was like a saving grace of us trying to like keep everything, on lock, and
Mm.
everybody was just there for each other. So yeah, I'm just incredibly proud of what this did, and how it was a pinnacle in TV.
Well, like I said,
So,
I thought it was really good. I just remember watching it, and I think my first instinct when I first started watching, I was like, "What the hell is this?" And so I started getting sucked into it. I was like, "Holy crap!" And then the more you kind of get what's going on, you're like, "This is incredible." And
yeah,
like I said, it was great.
I'm gonna give you a little spoiler. I've only seen 2 episodes of Jury Duty.
Oh no!
Yeah. Well, no, because you gotta understand, I lived it. Like I
Right,
literally
that's
lived it.
true.
So like I literally lived it, and I'm going to watch it, but like I guess I'm still detoxing from being in it. But yeah, it's again like I'm like when you do something like as an actor, when you do something like you you hope that what you do like is good. Sometimes it can be like a big pile of shit, and it's okay because maybe you got paid for it
Yeah.
and you go on to the next. But that's the goal. Is like, okay, I hope that whatever I'm doing is like good, or
Mm.
at least executed right. And like this show was executed well, written well, produced well, acted well. It doesn't hurt that we had the producers from that worked a lot with Sacha Baron Cohen.
Mm.
So like they know, like they knew what they were doing. So yeah, like you, I when I was doing it, like I honestly I didn't know like I didn't know what the show was gonna be, to be honest, and I'm glad that I didn't know, because if I would have known, then I probably would have hammed it up and
Mm.
been bigger. And so the like when I was in it, like literally, when you watch me, I'm really tired. Like I'm really annoyed. Not really, but I'm playing it up. But like those feelings of like being on jury duty for that long, like I'm really going through those emotions. There were dates that I couldn't go on because I was sequestered. You know, there were things that I couldn't do because I had to sneak away. But yeah, I'm just super proud of this show. So
Yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying my adventure with Superman as well. Mr. Ishmael, thank you so much for being so awesome.
thank you.
Come back anytime, especially to talk season 3. Hopefully, my adventures with Superman. Hopefully, there's somewhere of that happening. And
Yes,
anytime
yes.
you're able to talk, come right back.
Likewise, man. I had so much fun doing this. This was a blast.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate this.
So, my pleasure, sir. Have a great night.
You too, man. Take it
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Versus Stars podcast. To tell me better the algorithms by liking and subscribing. Be sure to turn on for the next episode when Mike Sizemore boards the mothership to discuss Storm Kid's Fetch, Book 2 from Storm King Comics. To next voyage, travel on.